This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com, a fantastic site for retro games, systems, accessories, and more. Be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com. Skip it up and that up! So before I even start this video, a billion of you asked me to show direct captured gameplay footage from the Sega Genesis with the HDMI mod built in, and this is it. Here it is. Now keep in mind, I said this in the other video, but I know a lot of you probably watched just half the video, got bored, and shut it off. This is composite to HDMI. We are upgrading, hopefully this weekend, the Sega Genesis to RGB to HDMI, which is like the cleanest signal you could get out of the Sega Genesis, and we're going to convert that into HDMI. So I think this looks pretty damn good for composite. It looks a hell of a lot better than any other composite captured video I've seen from the Sega Genesis on YouTube. But it's going to look even better. It's going to look, we're going to get the best picture possible out of the Sega Genesis when it goes into HDMI, and the HDMI output is going to look phenomenal. So it's going to look even better than this, and this, like I said, looks pretty damn good. Moving on. So this is a video that I touched on, I would say almost about 2 years ago. It was incorporated into another video, and since then I've gotten a crap load more subscribers, and I hear it more often than ever. And this is the key thing that I hear constantly about me, and it drives me insane, is, Rich, you're just a flip-flopper. One day you like Nintendo, the next day you hate Nintendo, one day you like Sony, the next day you hate Sony, and then the next day you hate Microsoft and you're bashing them, and the next day they're coming out with a Titanfall Xbox One package that includes the game, and now all of a sudden you're defending them. You can't make up your mind on anything. You're just terrible. I'm going to watch another channel. Unsubscribing. Click. Like, literally, those are the comments and PMs, so it's not people trolling, and they're not saying like you're a fat ass, go kill yourself. They're literally, they mean it. They really feel that my opinions, that I'm a flip-flopper and I change my mind on companies. Here's some other things that I get too. When I talked about, I have a list here, I swear to God. When I talked about the Order 1886, people accused me, and meant it, that the only reason I was downplaying that game was because I was trying to appease the Microsoft fan base. Oh, you just made a negative video about Microsoft, so now you feel you gotta make one about PlayStation. I bet you're secretly gonna love this game. Which I said, I love the atmosphere, I love that gothic setting, I love everything about it, I hope it turns out well, but I still think it's overhyped because it's also being done by an unproven studio, which just pretty much made ports, not ports of other games, but they made the portable version of God of War, they did a port of Akami, so on and so. I feel that people are putting way too much weight on that game. Sorry, that's the way I feel. If you're angry at that, don't know what to tell you. Eldenis, this is the best one. For some reason, I get this a lot on Facebook too, on my Facebook page. That I say things about a certain console. I got this a lot with Nintendo when I've defended them in the past before. That I look to appease to a fan base. So if I say something positive about a company, I'm only saying it to make that fan base happy and to piss off another fan base. Literally, I remember I did that video where I was comparing the Wii U sales to around this, when they compared it to the PlayStation 3, and how if they were both out at the same time and was equal. And people are like, oh, you're just doing this to cater to the Wii U and Nintendo fan base. You don't really feel that way. I think you think the Wii U sucks and you're just doing it to appease to that fan base. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Because I'll be the first to tell you right now, I thought the original Wii was a piece of shit. I thought it was an overhyped gimmick that a lot of soccer moms fell into. That's why it sold 100 million units. And yes, there was very good games for it, but generally it had a lot of shovelware. The motion control thing got old. Once you realized when you played Wii U Sports, or Wii Sports, excuse me, yeah, it was a fun game, but once it clicked in your head that when you're playing tennis, all you gotta do is flick the controller like it's a dildo and not do an actual swing and it would register on the screen, the novelty wore off. It was a GameCube with motion controls, and I don't like it. But the reason I say I like the Wii U in a lot of videos, because I really do. I think it's a decent system. that Nintendo's just not marketing properly. That drives me insane when I say that I like the Wii U, that people are like, and there's even other channels on YouTube that are relatively well known that's like, oh, ReviewTech just says he likes the Wii U just to make other people happy. I'm like, yes, I bought a system and I keep the system just to make other people happy. Are you fucking kidding me? Grow a brain. Moving on. The best now is that people think I'm a Sony fanboy, and they think that I'm just trying to appease the Sony fan base by shitting on Microsoft and shitting on the Xbox One. Or I could be doing it because Microsoft has made terrible mistakes since they announced the Xbox One. Beyond the fact it's too expensive, beyond the fact they're forcing people to get the Kinect, beyond the fact that the system is underpowered. I think both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and Wii U are all underpowered, but the Xbox One, compared to, it's more powerful than the Wii U, compared to the PS4, is showing that it has even more hardware limitations when the same third-party game coming out for it is always at a lower resolution. That concerns me because a few years from now, like I've said before, that will be a major problem. That's why I keep shitting on the Xbox One, because it has a lot of issues. And if Sony was pulling the same shit and Microsoft made all the right moves like Sony's doing with the PlayStation 4, if the shoe was on the other foot, I would shit all over Sony. I have no solidarity to any of these companies. I say it like it is, and if they do something right, fantastic, I'll praise them for it. If they do something wrong, I'll rip them a new asshole and not care, because Ken Kutaragi is not sucking my cock, and neither is Steve Ballmer. I don't know why I said his name, he's not the CEO anymore, but you get the point. And last but not least, and I kind of said this before, but I didn't really nail the point home, it drives me insane when people think I'm flip-flopping because the day before I may have praised one of the big three, and then the day after, if there's a news article pointing out a flaw that they made or they made a stupid business decision, I'll rip them a new one for it. I'm not going to, like, it's funny to me because people want me, if I say good things about a company, they only want me to say good things about whether it be Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo. And if I say something good, I have to ignore all the negative stuff, or else that's me flip-flopping or me not showing solidarity for that company. In case you haven't noticed by now, my channel is not a fan, ReviewTechUSA is not a fanboy website or fanboy channel. I'm not looking to do damage control or cover up for a company. I'm looking to praise companies for good work and call out companies for shitty work. You know, too, and this just came into my head now, is that a lot of people say that I do what I do for views. And that actually makes me laugh, because if you really think about it, if I was just doing this for views, me either totally bashing a company no matter what, like me just hating blindly on Microsoft and staying that way, would actually be more in my financial interest. If you look at websites, or if you look at YouTubers that are pro one corporation and stick that way, there's a lot of them that get it. Even smaller channels, they get more views than they have subscribers because of the fact that people love that shit. They love the drama. I mean, look at that one fucking video, which now, if I knew all the information was incorrect, I trusted the sources, that disaster is imminent video. Look at the shitstorm that brewed up. If I was a drama queen and just wanted to get views and get the views to earn the cash, why wouldn't I just stick with that route? Hell, for a month after that video, which this one shocked me too, because people love that drama, man, I was getting close to, if not more, than 1,000 subscribers a day from the day that video hit till like a month afterwards. Because people eat up the drama. So if I was all about just getting views and starting fanboy wars, I would stick to that formula. Shit, I'd be making double the money that I'm making now. But that's not what I'm about, man. My channel grew slower than other channels did. My channel, I get pretty damn decent views for a channel my size, but I know I could get more, but I'd rather stick to the script and say how I feel and not say things just to rile people up or say things to cater to a certain fan base just to get even more views. And if you think that's what I'm doing it for and this video doesn't convince you otherwise, and there's nothing specific that made me make this video except for the bunch of random comments I've seen recently, then I don't know what to tell you. You think I'm a fanboy, you think I'm starting flame wars, and there's nothing I'm going to do to convince you otherwise. But I'm going to stay how I am. I'm not going to cater to anybody, and I'm going to call out any company I want to call out if I think they deserve to be called out. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. All I'm saying, guys, and this is beyond gaming, and I said this in the video I made probably back in early 2012, is just think objectively about things. Even in life, I'm not even just talking about friggin' video games. Don't let... There's so many... I remember I worked at this shit job ages ago. It was doing political phone surveys, and just thinking of it makes me want to jump off a bridge right now. But anyway, I remember there was this old man, and I asked him, you know, which political party are you affiliated with? And Republican. And I remember he was at a really strong Southern accent. He's like, I always vote Republican. My great granddaddy was a Republican. My granddaddy was a Republican. My daddy was a Republican. And I gotta vote. I'm always gonna vote Republican. I love Mitt Romney. I asked him about policies about Mitt Romney. He's like, I don't care about the policies of Mitt Romney. If he's a Republican, I'm gonna vote Republican, just like my great granddaddy, my granddaddy, and my daddy. And I'm gonna vote Republican. So to him, fuck logic. You know, I don't like either political party. I'm in the common sense party. But to him, it was fuck logic. Fuck whatever candidate actually would be sensical to vote for. If they had an R next to their name, that's who he was voting for. It's a horrible way to live life, man. And, you know, for you younger guys, if you feel this way about Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, I don't want to see you carry that through life and not look at things objectively. That's what I'm getting at. So anyway, I could ramble about this topic forever. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting ReviewTechUSA. Have a good one.